Welcome to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection since 1991. I'm Linda Karnauskas, and I want to thank you for joining us on this Monday, November 21st. We have an informative show for you today. First, we'll be getting an update on the City of Owatonna and what's happening around the area from our Mayor Tom Kuntz. And then later on, we'll be on location at Turtle Creek to learn all about how to make a tip pot and find out what's being offered at the nursery this time of year. Owatonna Today welcomes your suggestions and ideas regarding show topics, guests. You can do so by emailing us at owatonnatoday@charter.net or by contacting the show's producer, Leanne T at 390-5751. Leanne would love to hear from you. Meanwhile, we will take a break to hear a message from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back with our Mayor, Tom Kuntz. So please stay with us.
Advancing the common good means creating opportunities for a better life for all.
United Way is focused on building blocks for a better life, a stable income, good education, and access to health care.
Our goal is to create long-lasting changes by addressing the underlying causes of problems.
Living united means being a part of the change and taking action.
Hi, I'm Jody Voisin with the staff at Fairview Animal Medical Center, your other family doctor. Fairview Animal Medical Center is a proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
The majority of fatal home fires happen at night when people are sleeping. Smoke alarms give you time to escape. We recommend that you have a smoke alarm in every sleeping room of the house and on every floor in the common living areas. Smoke alarms should be tested monthly, and batteries should be replaced at least once a year. This is a safety tip from the Owatonna Fire Department.
Hi, I'm Betsy Linger from the Owatonna Foundation. Your generosity has made Owatonna a better place to live by benefiting our community, the arts, recreation, and education. Please consider a donation today. The Owatonna Foundation is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. And we're visiting with our Mayor, Tom Kuntz. Welcome back, Mayor.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here. You've done a great job with this show, and 1991, it seems like this, just like yesterday when we guys started. So
it's been here a good long time. I remember when I first moved to Owatonna, I would watch it, find out what's happening out and about, and getting to know the community.
It's a great way to do it. Yeah, great way to do it.
And congratulations on being reelected. We're so glad that you're here, and you do such a fine job yourself.
Well, I just need to thank everybody that was kind enough to vote for me. It was one of those tough-fought campaigns. I didn't have any opposition, which tells me that either Owatonna has faith in me or what I'm doing, or there's not another sucker out there that wants to do it. So, but thank you, all the citizens that put faith in me, and we will have fun for another 4 years.
Yeah, but I do know you take it seriously, and that you do a lot of extras, learning, new challenges. You learn, you go out there and you try to find out what's best, so you stay abreast of all what you encompass in your responsibilities.
I think we've been blessed with our industrial growth, and we'll cover that a little bit later, but I think for the next 4 years, the City Council wants to make sure that we're spending the tax dollars wisely, but we're also going to take a hard look at downtown. And we've got too many vacant buildings downtown. We need to find ways to fill them up and get some commercial activity downtown.
Too many buildings that look dilapidated.
Yeah, we have buildings that look dilapidated, and we've kind of identified those, and this next year we'll start a program visiting with the building owners and trying to take care of them, some of that. One of the things that we've looked at and we'll try and accomplish in 2017 is garbage and weeds. We need to make sure our downtown is in a beautiful condition, and when you have weeds growing up along the sidewalks and along the curbs, that doesn't help. And when you have garbage cans sitting outside, that doesn't help either. So there's a couple of things we'll look at next year.
But the glass is half full or half empty. You have to look at the leaps and bounds we have taken.
Yes,
and
exactly.
And if we did a time pass segment on in film and could see it, I think there's as much to be proud and thankful for.
Oh, very much so. Very much. We are very, very blessed. So the good Lord has blessed us over and over in the things that we have brought to downtown. Yeah, you betcha.
So, well, Mayor, I'm going to let you head into business as usual.
Okay.
And address some of the things. I know you would like to start with the emergency response teams here in town.
At our November 1st meeting, we had a meeting before the City Council, and Mike Johnson come in and brief the council on emergency management and the classes that you need to take in order to be qualified for that and the licenses that go along with that. But the thing I want to really mention on emergency management, we are so privileged that we have volunteers called CERTs, and we have Skywarn people. And during this last flood, when people called in and said they had some damage in their house or stuff like that, we sent the CERT people out in order to do inspections and record everything. And that really goes a long way in helping us recover and move forward. So emergency management is alive and well in Owatonna. Mike does a fantastic job, but it's the volunteers and the CERTs and the Skywarn program that really bring great benefits to our community.
And wouldn't you say, it's always good to be prepared, but we hope we never have to.
Exactly. That's one of the things that you need to have that in place, but hopefully you never have to use it. So you bet.
And so on the business aspect of things, what's happening in the city?
We had a couple things go on. One of the things, way back when, we had a half-cent sales tax, and we collected for different things. The top of the fire department was one, but the elevator at the Art Center was one that we collected for. And now that the addition to the Art Center is done and the elevator is in and everything, they transferred that $50,000 from general fund over to pay the bills for the Art Center. So, and I think my compliments to the people that were in charge of that program. That just turned out wonderful. What a great addition to our Art Center.
It's absolutely striking inside and out.
It is, very, very much so, yeah. And on the November 1st, one of the challenges is always for a city administrator to negotiate with staff and everything. Sometimes that gets to be a very difficult process, but this one went fairly well, and they authorized a 2% raise increase for some of our departments, and this one was the engineering department. So it was very nice to get that one out of the way. Very nice. At our last meeting, one of the things that we started back in August was preparing a budget, and all the department heads work with Chris Boosie and work with our finance department and bring everything together. And they come back to the city council at the beginning of September, something like that, and said it would probably be a 6% levy increase. City council asked if there was any way they could lower it down a little bit, and so they come back at the last meeting with a 5.73% levy increase. This is not easy when you have 75% of your budget is manpower and 25% of your budget, all the other stuff that goes along with it. So my hat goes off to Rhonda Moen, to Chris Boosie, and to all the department heads to make sure there's no fluff in the budget and that we're spending our tax dollars wisely. So
how does that kind of agreement affect us as citizens?
A couple things they were able to do in the tax base and everything is that when they started out back at that 6% levy increase, I think, if I remember right, the average taxpayer on a $150,000 home would be about a $22 a year increase. And now it's down to $11. It's either a month, I think it must be a month increase. So it went from 22 to 11. So they've done some great work, and our tax bases help offset some of the costs. So my understanding is that if the 5.73, it'll amount to an $11 a month increase for the average homeowner at a $150,000 home. They
really have our best interest, trying to do the best job possible and have our interests at hand at the same time.
I am truly amazed at the staff at the City of Owatonna and the dedication they have in order to make sure that things are done in a very cost-effective manner. You bet. The other things were, we had some controversy in a downtown tobacco shop down there. They wanted to move next door, and so we're working through that issue. We postponed that for a while. The brew pub and the tap rooms, the final approval of those It's more or less like a normal liquor license, but I think they'll have some areas in there they can sell on Sundays. We haven't got a brew pub or a tap room in Owatonna yet, but we had to have the ordinances in place so that when we finally do get one in Owatonna, we can move forward and don't have to wait a long time period.
And they're very popular right now.
They are very, very popular. We just haven't been fortunate enough yet to get one in Owatonna, and so we've got some great locations, and we continue to work on that. That's one of our higher priorities, and anybody that has a connection to any place in Minnesota, let us know, and we'll be happy to chase that lead down. You bet, yeah. And we'll have to go up and sample, too.
Yeah. Always.
Always be able to go up and sample, so. There were some modified parking resolutions in North Oak Avenue and South Oak Avenue. We have a very active downtown parking committee, and if there's some things that need to change from 12 hours to 18 hours to 24 hours, some of those things come forward from the parking committee to the city council, and they make some final approval. They did some feasibility study for next year. They're going to look at North Cedar Avenue, and that's from Front Street to North Street. That's down by the Cannon Company up to the railroad tracks, so they'll look at doing something there. There's about a half a dozen street and utility projects that are scheduled, and those names will be on our website, so you can look those up. And we'll also take a look at Lamont Road again. We've done that a couple times. We've done the interstate additions and road construction, put a halt to some of that, so we'll take another look for next year at that. A couple of the fun things that's always about, Owatonna is alive and well, and some of the things that are going on that we always forget about is that there's an addition going on at ProPet, and ProPet is out in Industrial Park. ProPet is a manufacturer of dog food, and they're putting an addition on, and one of the interesting things, I was visiting with a gentleman the other day, and he said he's been out there 5 or 8 years. He started out, there were 5 employees at ProPet. Today there's 55 employees at ProPet. So we continue to expand. Viricon, we are so blessed to have Viricon in our community, and they're continuing to expand. Their challenge in today's society is larger glass, larger coated glass, and so their expansion takes care of a couple things, handling the larger glass and then also manpower. So automation is some of the things they're doing. Cybex putting on a 150,000 square foot addition, adding another 100 employees. Just along the freeway now, you drive down Interstate 35, it's so fantastic. And Bushaboy continues to expand.
And then did you want to touch a little bit on the prayer breakfast? I know
there was a couple things that really touched my heart, and I went to transitional housing morning's breakfast, and some of the speakers they have on there, your heart just goes out for them. They are from down to the lowest, where they've been involved in drugs and alcohol and abuse, and all of a sudden transitional housing comes and finds them, or they find transitional housing and brings them up. So, and the other one is Shannon McCullough Kerr was at the mayor's prayer breakfast. She got in a car accident. They didn't expect her to live. The doctor said she wasn't going to live. And they shared their story at the mayor's prayer breakfast. It was just heartwarming about how the Lord is involved and watched over her and brought her back. So.
Okay. How wonderful. Well, it sounds like we can all enjoy our Thanksgiving meal coming up, knowing that Owatonna's in good hands, good things are happening, and we're ready for the new year.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody, yes.
And thank you for taking the time out and talking to all of us about Owatonna.
My pleasure.
We will take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. We'll be on location at Turtle Creek Nursery, so we'll see you there. Please stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jean Newkirk, personal banker here at Bremer Bank. Come see me today for our current retail loan specials and any of your banking needs.
And I'm Ryan Gillespie, mortgage loan officer here at Bremer Bank in Owatonna, and I'm happy to help you with all of your home loan needs. Come see us today.
I didn't just want another job, I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
I was new to town and I didn't know where to turn for a job, so I decided to express myself.
I decided to express myself, and they helped find the right career for me.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Since 1988, the Owatonna Area Business Development Center has been the part of the success of many area businesses. The center leases office space and manufacturing space and offers on-site business consulting. The Owatonna Area Business Development Center is in business to help your business be a success.
Hi, I'm Tim Anderson, the owner of Anytime Fitness, where we make getting healthy affordable and convenient. Anytime Fitness is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We are on location at Turtle Creek Nursery and Landscaping, and we're here to find out what they're going to offer for the holidays. And with me is Nick Poehler, who's co-owner here at Turtle Creek Nursery and Landscaping. Hi, Nick.
Hey, nice to see you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
So, Nick, tell us, how does a nursery prepare for the holidays?
Well, we really have to get a lot of stuff ready because there's quite a transition stage from our landscaping and all of our perennials and shrubs and everything putting down. So getting everything ready can be quite a crazy operation.
Mm-hmm. You do have timelines for different things.
Absolutely. We usually start putting things down right around that Halloween time, depending on the weather. And then, of course, getting ready for our open house time, which was last weekend, and which we usually have a week before to get a lot of our fresh stuff in, like our Christmas trees that came in the few days before our open house. So that was really nice to get those in and have them hanging in our greenhouse, because we can hang about 130 of them at a time in the greenhouse out of the elements. So that's very nice.
Do you have a high inventory?
We do. We have hundreds of different trees that'll come in, so we're very, very, very happy with the supply that we get.
Now I'm standing here and I'm smelling some of what's here as far as the pines and.
Yes, we have a wide variety of fresh cut greens and our spruce tips, which are very, very popular, and also our spruce tip pots that we will do professionally in store for people. If they bring them in, we can definitely pot up their pots for them.
And you time this so specifically. What is the lifespan of some of these greens and things?
The greens, believe it or not, will last into spring.
You're kidding.
They will. They a lot of times we've seen taking out pots for people in the springtime and transplanting, and they're still holding their needles. So it depends a lot on the weather, but we do get a good quality of greens that come in, so they do last for a very long time. Some people wish they can't believe how long that they stay holding their color and their needles.
And how many varieties of pines or greens that you offer?
There's quite a few different varieties. We have everything. There's pines, there's cedar, there's of course our spruce tips. We also do dogwood, your birch poles, your curly willow. So we've also got in-store picks that you can put in that do well outdoors. So and then of course bows. People like to have their bows put on. So we have Patty, my co-owner, she professionally does the bows. So we have a lot of things that are done in store for people that is very unique.
You also have those that don't have time to pot.
Yes.
They can call, and what do you offer theirs?
We'll offer, sometimes people will bring their own pots that they like, that they want to have done. So they'll bring it in and we'll write down all the information that they want, and we will put the pots together for them on a time limit whenever they need it done. And we usually don't charge anything for the labor. It's the soil, the greens that are put in, and whatever else that they need done. And sometimes if they need it delivered, we can get it delivered to them too.
Okay, now for those that may want a pot ordered or try it on their own, you have set up here very graciously a demonstration for us.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us what each of these is and what you're making here for us today.
Well, first thing you usually start out with is, this is our standard pot right here, and we usually fill it up, a lot of times we'll fill it up with sometimes a heavier soil. Some people don't. This is just our regular soil mix here.
Oh, this is nice. Yeah.
Yep. And what's nice about it is people can, if they don't want to do their own pots, we've got the soil, we've got the pots here, and we can figure everything out for them. You know, we ask a few questions, but a lot of people are not real sure what they want, so we can help them along and do them. And a lot of times there's the same people that come in year after year, so we kind of remember, you know, what they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, show us how it's done.
Well, the first thing you want to do is get the right size pot that you're looking for. And then what we do is we'll fill them up with soil. I did that part already, of course. And you want to make sure that there is drainage holes at the bottom. And the next thing is picking out your greens. And the first thing you want to do is you want to get your spruce tips first. And what we do is we get our spruce tips in bundles of 10. And then what I'll do is I'll cut them open, and these are already cut open, and then I'll start picking them out. And what the first thing I like to do is find the tallest one. I like to start in the middle first. And what I'll do is usually I like to cut the bottom off. And what the most important part is when we do that, that means that there's going to be sap running up through there, so they're going to have some moisture that's going to come through. So these pots should get watered in afterwards. So what we'll do is we will stick this inside the pot nice and snug. And then what we'll do is all the way around the pots, we're going to start at an angle and start cutting them. We're not going to cut each one, but we're going to show you how we're going to do that.
Okay.
I cut one, and so then what we'll do is after you cut the next one, then you'll start, and I like to start on one side and work my way over to the other side, and then push them down into the pots so they're nice and snug. And then I just work around like a circle. You can go counterclockwise or clockwise, and then snug them down, and then just continuously start shifting the pot and bring them down like this.
It gives the illusion of a full tree.
It does. And then I'll start filling in the gaps, basically. And sometimes the spruce tips, so you might have a shorter one or a taller one.
Wow.
And so sometimes you clip more off than you need to. And then this one will go in like this, and I just continuously keep pushing these in.
I don't know if you can get this, Leanne, but there's little baby pine cones on these here.
Yes, there is.
And it adds so much to it.
So I'm going to put this in like this
right
here. And then I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
I'm going to stick this one in.
Wow.
And then when you get it to an area where you start looking around and you start to see what's your front and what's your back, what kind of looks nice, then you can start putting some of your other greens in. So then you've got your a nice product of where you want to put these in. So what I'll do is I'll start sticking like the white pine in, and I kind of nestle them in. They don't necessarily have to go all the way into the soil. Because what's going to happen is they're not going to fall out of here. They're going to stay snug in here because they have the spruce tips to keep them stable. And then I'll just work my way around the pot and continuously put a few in like this until I start to see areas starting to fill in a little more.
Okay.
And then I'll put a few of the cedar in, and I usually put those in on the sides just to give it some texture. And then I work my way around the sides to work that in. And the last thing, I'm not going to get all of them in just perfectly, but I just want to be able to show you what I'll do is a lot of people like to use dogwood, and this works really nice. So I'll take some of our dogwood, we get them in bundles, and some of the bundles are a little bigger, and I usually will clip them.
Oh, okay.
And then you can gradually set them down in like this. And I usually put 3 into a pot like this.
And you can light these or do whatever?
You can light these, and then what I'll do, as you see right here,
oh, wow.
I'll put 2 because these have good, we call them antlers, and then these will make it look really nice. And then we'll probably put a bow on this for somebody. And then, and that's the basic pot right there. That's a kind of a standard pot. And what we'll do is those will be ready to go then, and then we usually water those in, and they're ready for your decorating.
And what is the maintenance on these once you would get them?
Watering is it. I mean, and if they freeze in, that's even better. Then you're done. Just enjoy them.
And they'll still stay as vibrant as beautiful.
They'll stay as vibrant
and
as
I notice on this one, just turn this to the camera, what are these little white on the end of the cedar there? There's like little white.
Like the little seed heads.
So that's so beautiful to add
they
with
just add a lot more texture in it. And we do have other varieties of greens too. I'm just showing you a couple different varieties, and these are kind of the standard ones that people like, and we do have other varieties to do.
And could they do a smaller version or a larger
you could do
version?
a smaller version. This is basically about 7 spruce tips in a pot like this, and this is about a 10-inch pot. So that gives you an idea how many you need, because a lot of people aren't sure on their size pot on how many they put in. And then if they tell us the size pot, we can help them determine how many spruce tip bundles they might need, because they come in bundles of 10, so you may need 2 bundles if you have a real big pot.
Okay, so for Christmas, it would and it would depend on the pot, the create and the expense of the pot. But would you recommend these ceramic pots?
I wouldn't recommend anything that's gonna, because what will happen is they freeze and thaw. So you always want to use plastic.
Okay, and you have a supply on hand here?
Do.
Why don't you share what your hours are during the Christmas season and about phone calls, that type of thing?
We're open every day, 9 to 5. We're open weekends, 9 to 4, Saturdays and Sundays, 10 to 5, and we're open every day, and we're open through the Christmas season. So we're usually open till around the 22nd of December until we sell out of our Christmas trees.
Okay, well, great. Well, this is really fun, and a lot of people could be able to do that. So come on down to Turtle Creek, right?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, well, we want to thank you for having us, and great project. We will take a quick break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Cedar Valley Services, located at the corner of Rose and Grove in Owatonna, provides an array of services for people with disabilities in Steele County. CVS thanks the entire community, especially our business customers, for supporting us in Owatonna for 43 years. Thank you from CVS.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, your community connection. We hope you enjoyed visiting with the mayor and hearing about all what's up and new in the city. And also, we hope you enjoyed the how to make a tip pot and all the events going on at Turtle Creek Nursery over the holidays. So it's now time for community announcements. Owatonna, in support of Alzheimer's, announces its next educational series program on Tuesday, November 22nd. The group will be hosting a showing of Still Alice at 6 p.m. at the Owatonna Public Library in the 3rd floor gaming room. The film stars Julianne Moore as Alice Holland, a linguistics professor at Columbia diagnosed with familial Alzheimer's disease. Please RSVP by Monday, November 21st, so the group can plan accordingly for seating and refreshments. For more information and to RSVP, please contact Deb Gillard at 507-213-1305. Steele County Toys for Tots is seeking volunteers to help shop for toys on Thanksgiving night, Thursday, November 24th. Shopping will take place between 1 and 2 hours at Target and Walmart of Owatonna. Volunteers are asked to be at least 16 years of age or older. Volunteers are also needed to help with the setup and distribution of toys December 14th through the 17th at Trinity Lutheran Church of Owatonna. Please call Mary Ann Higgins, Steele County Toys for Tots Volunteer Coordinator, at 507-363-6911 if you are interested in volunteering. And the Owatonna High School Boys Alumni Hockey Game will be held Friday, November 25th at the Four Seasons Arena from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Any past players are welcome to come and participate. That's all we have for you today. We hope you will join us on Wednesday when our guests will be Toys for Tots. You'll get an update there, and Salvation Army bell ringing. It's that time of year. Until then, have a great day, and we will see you on Wednesday.